fundamental shift to a widespread adoption. The tokenization of tangible assets is crucial, in my personal opinion, and I think in the opinion of our wider team as well, and most of those industry-leading experts that we're hearing. It's no surprise that RWA is becoming a buzzword in the space, because all we're really saying here is if blockchain is going to be adopted by the masses, then it has to have applications that that are logical and make sense and are relatable. So I think that is what we're waiting to see, how that develops. But I certainly do believe this is probably blockchain's moment to step up and be recognised. And I do expect and anticipate that that will accelerate the application and widespread adoption of the technology over the next, probably not even decade, but even probably sooner than that.
Mm. Yes, right. As we bridge the gap between the traditional finance and a sort of tokenization for of the real world assets. I think Glenn from SolarX also might have something to add. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Lana. Thank you. And I think, look, I'm probably going to be agreeing 100% with what Nikos said, and I just want to expand on it a little bit more, just to give some more color in there. And this is from the traditional sort of market. I think, I'm a little bit older than the majority of you, so I've come from that background. So I've kind of got an insight to how everyone thinks in traditional. The traditional market is very much set in its ways. It's very much a case of if it's not broken, don't fix it. So when you're actually bringing a blockchain project or something that's revolutionary to a traditional industry, you're coming up against the legacy issues that has been dealt with the traditional industries for years. And that's the argument that they will give you. Why do I need to change? This works well for me. Why should I invest in blockchain? Why should I actually trust that this is okay? You come against all the old arguments. So it's very, very hard to actually change the mindset. That mindset will take a considerable amount of time to change. But here's the green shoots that are appearing. Last week, you or maybe everyone else on your panel, and certainly in the crowd, may well have seen that the New York Stock Exchange is actually considering now to go into 24/7 trading. And there's a reason behind that. The reason being is that they can now actually facilitate trading over that 24/7 period by utilizing blockchain technology. So this is a massive move for them. It's very illogical to actually trade in traditional markets. Where else in the world can you actually start trading on a Monday and end on a Friday, and then you have 2 spare days in between? Why are those 2 days not taken care of? And there's a multitude of reasons behind this. People need the weekend off, the technology is not there, yada, yada, yada. But if you're employing a blockchain protocol that can actually facilitate trading and facilitate liquidity over those 2 days, then there's no reason why it shouldn't be available as well. If something happens over the world over the weekend, you can't take advantage of it. On the other hand, you can't, reduce your risk to anything for those 2 days. So the traditional companies are now looking at this as being a profit center, right? Because they now know that they can conduct trading safely over 2 days. So I think in regards to the real world asset, rather than pitch my own product, I can see it actually enveloping into the basics, which everyone understands from the outset, that being equities. I can also see it enveloping into other markets like commodities, like Nikos was explaining earlier. And we all understand how they work, gold and silver and oil, possibly. And then later on down the line, it can envelop anything. If you're an industrialist and you want to hedge your exposure to any container that's coming from the Middle East into Europe, there's a travel time there and there's a risk time. So you could actually hedge your exposure over a real world asset site that has that 24/7 capability. So it's endless possibilities on the real world asset side. I think the traditional market is just waking up to it now. When the traditional market wakes up to it, they will put the funds behind it to make it work. And of course, the adoption follows. So it's very much a long tail. But I'm very infused and very excited by what these guys can actually bring, seeing as they're now coming round to our way of thinking. So that's how I see RWA panning out, certainly in the next 6 months. Over the next couple of years, I think we'll probably look back at this moment in time and think, why couldn't we put an NFT on a piece of land, and why couldn't I trade and hedge out? It's crazy. Why am I constrained? We was constrained back then. It's like going on the music side, right? When you first had vinyl, then you had tapes, then you had 8 tracks, then you had CDs, then you had MP3s, and now you have streaming. Everyone looks back and thinks they're crazy, right, for using what we did years and years and years ago, right? Apart from if you're a hipster and you're collecting vinyl. It all seems antiquated. The same goes for landlines. No one has a landline anymore. I think there's going to be the same vein for RWA trading and RWA possibilities, that we're going to look back in years to come and think, why the hell do we have 2 days break, right, when everything is placed? So the traditional will move first, and that's where it'll come from, and that's where the growth organically will appear from, and the take up. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. You literally covered what's necessary for this question. We all agree with you, and maybe someone else would love to add up more to this question. Maybe Gustav.
I think Glenn just hit the nail right on the head there. There's nothing that can be added. I think it's a very good summarization of like what's going on with RWA, and we will look back and go, "Ooh, it took a long time to get here, but it's good to be here."
Right. Okay. Maybe now we can try another draw for our audience. Let's see who are gonna be the winners this time again. Hope you all guys get lucky. Portree's brain. All right. Congrats, guys. Congratulations. I mean, don't worry. And thank you guys for staying with us all along during this AMA. There is so few interesting questions to go, as well as some rewards. Also, it is gonna be an interaction time. So you can prepare your questions. You can raise your hand or type it in the text bar, and we will let our speakers answer it accordingly. Okay, great. So for the 7th question for the day, what do you see the next big thing given the meme psychologists to have picked? Oh, for this question here, I would like Mr. Green for SolarX to answer it.
Thank you, Rana. Again, I'm going to be controversial. Well, I'm going to try and be controversial. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying to antagonize people. I don't know if it's working. I think the meme cycle's over. I don't. It's the one thing that take up in crypto, and I think a couple of the speakers touched on it earlier. When people look at the crypto industry, they see an industry that still hasn't matured. It shouldn't be meme coins. It shouldn't be donkeys with hats and everything else, because at the end of the day, it's just relevant to a number go up principle. Now, with a number go up principle, there's always going to be the lucky winners and there's always going to be the unfortunate losers. And I don't think that's a process of which to build a serious industry on the back on. So I don't see meme tokens. Meme tokens will exist, don't get me wrong. But I don't think the limelight and the spotlight is going to be on meme tokens for foreseeable future. It seems that we do go through the cycles, right? We go through the cycles. Initially, we had NFTs, and that was great, and that was fantastic, and that died a death. Then we had the metaverse, and that was great, and that was fantastic, and that was superb, and then that died a death. We now have, the gaming thing. Of course, that was great, that was fantastic, that died a death. Now we have the meme coins. That was fantastic, that was great. It's now dying a death. I think it's going to be a case of you're going to have a bit of reversal. I can see with the introduction of the real world assets, I see a very, very good use case for NFTs being what NFTs should have been from day one, and that's proof of ownership. So I see NFTs making hopefully a comeback, but in a more sort of constructive and logical manner. I see another incarnation of metaverse being released. There's some really good projects out there that I've had a look at recently that are just about to release. And the problem with metaverse is, right, previously, look, who wants to play a game with 8-bit graphics? Certainly not me. So the new incarnation of metaverse utilizing blockchain and crypto, the new projects that are coming out look very, very attractive to me as well, right? So I think that they do have that audience gaining Definitely. So hopefully we move past the cycle and the cycle actually matures. So the next incarnation of NFTs will be much more sensible. The next incarnation of metaverse will be much more sensible. The next incarnation of gaming will be much more sensible. So I think it just goes through a period of growing up. And as the technology increases, so the use cases increases, and so everything becomes that much more better. But I'm hoping that the meme coins disappear off, and that's the only one I don't want to see come back in a different incarnation, because I think overall it gives us a bad name, and it makes it just a number go up. Look, if you want to go number go up, just go to a casino, right? Because that's how it should be classified. So you can tell I'm not a big fan of this, right? But I don't think I don't think, to encapsulate the question totally, Rana, I don't think it's going to be totally the next big thing. I think there's going to be the next big things, right? Because there are so many projects out there, from the ESG, from the carbon trading, from the metaverse, from the gaming, everyone, and they're all fighting for attention. To get past that number go up principle is going to be a tough move, but their foundation plays and their infrastructure plays. So I don't think you'll actually enjoy that boom and bust cycle that we are fairly much used to in this industry at the moment, and certainly have been for a number of years. But as it matures and as it grows up and as it actually has acceptance, the foundation and the infrastructure players will play more importance, I feel.
Right. That's a really good point, Glenn. Actually, entirely agree with you. Thank you for your answer. And I think we have reached the last two questions for the first part of this AMA. As I said, there's going to be another part where our audience will ask a few questions. And there's going to be another draw between these two questions I'm going to say right now. So here we go for the first one. Will the long-term development of the cryptocurrency market be affected by technical challenges? And if so, what are some technical challenges that you need, that needs to be addressed? Please, Jane from Spell Trading, please give us your opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, thank you, Rana. So I think all of us will think this is, of course, definite answer. And there are indeed that technical challenges that need to be addressed. So the security, I think that this is the aspect that everyone values the most. While the blockchain technology is generally considered secure, there have been intense of hacks and security breaches. Improving the security of the cryptocurrency storage and the transmission, I think, is the crucial for maintaining user trust and the industry reputation. And I think many people talk about that, which I totally agree with them. This is very different industry with the traditional market. It's hard to change the mindset. So, like the security issues I mentioned, many people will feel bad about this industry when they do not understand this industry. So the complexity of using cryptocurrencies and understanding the technology can be a barrier to mainstream adoption. So I think the clear understanding will eliminate this misunderstanding. So the knowledge popularization will be the key to increasing the adoption and driving the market growth. Like if you ask your team that you constantly should to monitor the latest development in blockchain technology and the cryptocurrency market to identify the emergent trends or the opportunity, I think. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jane, for your answer. I think these collaborative efforts are needed to overcome these obstacles and also realize the full potential of the blockchain technology. All right, as I promised, there's going to be a lucky draw. Here we go. Let's see. Thank you guys for writing your questions. We will go ahead after we finish one and select. Let's see. All right, congratulations, guys. Congrats. Right. Now for the last question before we select if another is from the audience. how could you, or like what could be the highlight of the upcoming bull cycle, and can we predict its primary diverse or new unicorn in the advance? For this question here, I would like Pitya from Meta Protocol to go ahead and tell us what he thinks about it.
Yeah, thank you, Rana. So for this crucial question, and it's true that you can't explicitly predict the highlight until it happens, of course. So yeah, now we can only speculate about what will go down in history at the engine of the fourth bull cycle here. Yeah, and however, let me list the spheres that potentially have a chance of doing so due to their active development and the increasing numbers of new specialists in them from which are coming from Web 2 to build the future world, the world of Web 3. So of course, I need to mention the decentralized finance evolution in terms of real world assets, as we have already discussed a lot today. So it's about equities. Of course, it's about it can be the breakthrough in scalability and interoperability. So it involves all emerging layer 2 solutions with Ethereum's transition to Ethereum 2.0 and similar upgrades on other blockchains. Yeah, we might see a massive improvement in scalability through layer 2 solutions like OPBNB chain, on which we are building right now, Optimism or Arbitrum or other public chains. And these platforms reduce transaction costs and increase speeds, of course, which are crucial for mass adoption. And also, probably it could be advancements in privacy technology. So zero knowledge proofs, the integration of zero knowledge proofs into more mainstream applications could be a significant trend. Also, we have SolarX today. So this could be about the energy efficiency and green crypto initiatives. So the projects who are building the real world asset tokenization around the solar energy as SolarX. Yeah, I'm very impressed by you guys. Also, integration of AI into blockchain. So